Good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multinational headquartered group based out Singapore. We are a multinational and multi-asset hedge fund. By multi-asset, I mean we take positions in multiple asset classes of the globe. And by multinational, I mean we cover many locations across the globe. Example, United States, European Union, and Asia Pacific region. But like I repeated many times, and I continue to repeat in all of my videos, that we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean to say no third party. I repeat, no third party can invest capital in our funds. Treasury Consulting do not entertain investments by any of the third parties. Please do take a note of that. Like I told you that effective 2018, on time-to-time basis, I am covering the startup story of the world. And whether you accept this or you do not accept this, that is thoroughly your problem. But the fact is, the fake valuation story of these startup is coming to an end. You know what is happening with the SoftBank? You can open Google and check about the SoftBank. You know that what is happening with these loss-making companies, those who raised billions of dollars from the investors, and now they are in deep trouble. Very recently, we uploaded a video about Unacademy and Byju's. And the title of that video is Collapse of the EdTech Model. And even today, which is 3rd November 2022, I got few articles on the internet whereby employees of Byju's are, I don't want it to say, but what they are writing, you can refer the Google and the internet. And today, while doing a research on the Google, I got some information about the Paytm which really shocked me. I would say shocked me. But after 5 minutes of shock, when I relaxed myself, had a glass of water, I thanks to Lord, because my another prediction became successful. And I once again thank you to the Lord, the Super Almighty, because of him and her, it's become successful. So the title is Foreign Portfolio Investors. I repeat, foreign portfolio investors sold 44% of their holding in Paytm. You heard me very right. 44% of the holding in the Paytm, to the tune of 3 crore Paytm shares. Very interesting. So, the interesting fact is, foreign portfolio investors sold 44% of their holding in Paytm in last 1 year. I hope you remember that we are in November 2022. Approximately same time last year, 2021, approximately, Paytm listed in India. A company who never crossed a sale of 5,000 crores. A company who never reported P of profits, forget the profits. A company at the time of listing, which means 2021, is having negative, heard me very right, negative retained earnings to the tune of near about 12,500 crores, near about, you can say. And as we speak, with financial year 22 numbers, it is approximately 15,500 crores. And even after all these glaring statistics, because glaring is the right word which I can use, let it be honest. Even after these glaring statistics, they got the approval to raise approximately a huge amount of money from the investors. And when the Paytm listed, the price was basically the listing price, the price at which investors invested was 2150, approximately 2150. And as we speak, it is near to 620 and 630, which precisely means approximately 66 to 70%. 66 to 70% of the market cap of the Paytm is already eroded. 66 to 70%. This is a big congratulations to Vijay Shekhar Sharma. And I would like to send him a bouquet of red flowers. But I will not pay the cost. The Hindi media will pay the cost. Because it is the Hindi media who fooled millions of investors worldwide and in India. And they invested their money in Paytm. And you would be very surprised to know that many mutual funds in India invested the hard-earned money of investors in Paytm. So before I move further, I would like to congratulate Vijay Shekhar Sharma for making sure that foreign portfolio investors dumped 44% of their holdings to the tune of 3 crore shares. And before I move further, I would like to congratulate Vijay Shekhar Sharma and the people who approved the IPO of Paytm, because of which investors lost several billions US dollars. I got the statistics from Economic Times, and this is dated 2nd November 2022. The video is 3rd November 2022. First, let me study. On 17th November last year, a day before the stock was listed, amid much fanfare, Paytm had 127 foreign portfolio investors owing 6.71 crores shares of the company. It means, like I said, Paytm listed 1 year ago. So 1 year ago, Paytm had 127 foreign portfolio investors who owned approximately 6.71 crores shares of the company, representing 10 1.37% of the shareholding. And as per the statistics which are available as of September end, the shareholding pattern of FPI, which means foreign portfolio investors, they sold 44% of their holding, around 3 crore shares. The interesting fact is Morgan Stanley Asia, who was having 1.21% stake in the company during IPO, is not in the list of the shareholding. And you would be very surprised to know that the retail investors in India are so powerful, so intelligent, that they increased their stake in Paytm. So, foreign portfolio investors are selling in Paytm and Indian retail investors are buying in Paytm. And when this crash, they will cry. They will cry. Because they trusted on a media, which I always call as Hindi media, who always reluctant to discuss this in the public. Because Hindi media knows very well, the day they're going to be discussing in the public, their game is over. Let me study this with a very interesting fact. Goldman Sachs, there is hardly any scandal which Goldman Sachs not did in the world. Hardly any scandal. Rather, I should say Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, your Citibank, JP Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo, Credit Suisse. These few banks, there is hardly any scandal left in the universe which they not did. There is hardly any regulator left in the world where they not being fined, and specifically Credit Suisse. You know that what is happening with the Credit Suisse nowadays. Their share price is inclining towards $3. You heard me very right, $3. They are cutting around 9,000 jobs. They are looking to raise $4 billion US. But the beauty is the same Credit Suisse, the same JP Morgan, the same other banks every day came on a live TV and give buying and selling to the Indian investors. So one side, they continue to do frauds, manipulations, market rigging. Example, JP Morgan Chase. August 2022, which precisely means two months ago, US court convicted JP Morgan Chase of manipulating gold and silver for years. 4 years. Not 1 day, 2 days, 4 years. Just guess how much money they have made while manipulating gold and silver for their clients. Must be several billion US. Several billion. And if you look at a TV called CNBC Awaaj, if you look at the channel called CNBC, they always invite people from JP Morgan. And what JP Morgan people do? They came on live CNBC many times within the live market, many times after the live market, and give the gyan to Indian investors. And the beauty, I repeat, the beauty is Indian investor take that gyan also from JP Morgan. Coming back to the point, the same intelligent, innovative Goldman Sachs, who hardly, I would repeat, who hardly left with any scandal in the universe, give a target of 1100 on Paytm. 1100. And where Paytm is? Around 620, which means precisely 100% more. Not take 90%. And you know what they are saying? We see the business model as continuing to show strong traction. Oh my God. And within our internet coverage, view Paytm as the most compelling growth stories at an attractive price. So Goldman Sachs is talking about the business model of Paytm as a success business model. And what is the business model? You use Paytm and get a cashback. This is the business model. And this successful business model is so successful that currently the negative retained earnings of the Paytm is 15,500 crores approximately. This is the Goldman Sachs. I always believe that the biggest fraud in India and worldwide is by these brokerages firm. Because 99% investor do not know how Morgan Stanley, Citibank, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, how they worked. They believe that if these firms, these big institutions are, giving us something, it means it is reasonable, it is well researched. But the hard reality is that forget the research, forget the having some meaning in that, it is completely manipulative. And the live example is the Paytm. Guys, at the time of the listing, Paytm was 2150 and currently it is 620. So just imagine the mutual funds, those who invested the money of retail investors. They bought Paytm as 2150 and today it is 620. It means the 70% loss which Paytm had approximately, this 70% loss is now bear by the investor. And God forbid, I repeat, God forbid if tomorrow Paytm will came down to 400. Paytm, by the way, touched almost 480. If Paytm came 480, around 80% market cap is lost. And who would be paying this? Investor. So many congratulations. At the end, I just wanted to say one thing to conclude my words, which is the time we continue to believe that these big names, whether this is Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Credit Suisse, the time we continue to believe they are big names, we continue to lose. I hardly trust on any research report provided by any American bank. Hardly trust. And thanks to Lord, because I dealt with them, I'm dealing with them, and I know how this banking world actually operates. But the pity is, thousands, rather millions of investors in India who invested Paytm, Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Card Trade, Delivery, and all these great stocks, they are in serious trouble. Not to mention Nika. And this is it would continue to be. I'm assuring you. In the near future, more loss-making IPOs will get approval. Very recently, 2 to 3 weeks ago, one more loss-making company raised the money from the public. Please wait, you will get to know soon about the situation of the investors. But me and my fund, I repeat, me and my fund will not invest a single rupee in any loss-making company. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number 9899242978. 9899242978. Thank you guys, and have a great time ahead.